So I just want to do a video on like recessions. So in like 1920 there was a super recession. It's called the Great Depression, and a lot of people died of like starvation. Now with the recessions that we have, people aren't going to die of starvation, but they are going to have massive problems. And the reason that they're going to have such big problems is because when the recession comes, they're going to have less money to buy healthy food. And don't get me wrong, you can buy like apples, and you can live on apples, and you can bananas or whatever. But what typically happens when recessions come and depressions is people panic. So the right thing to do is buy apples, buy eggs, and just live on them. Yeah, it's boring. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of social pressure from people saying, what, you just live on apples and whatever, eggs. And the reason that they panic is because of all these things, because of the social pressure and the news and stuff like that. And also they see the wages not rising, but then also things getting more and more expensive at the shop. So what happens is people panic, and when they panic, they end up buying a pound pizza or £1 lasagna, and then them kinds of foods don't only have no nutrients, number one, which is pretty important, they also have like 20, 30, 40 different ingredients in. So not only are they not getting any nutrients, not only are they stressed at work because of they're constantly worrying about how to pay the bills and stuff. They're getting more pressure put on them because of the employer is under pressure because he is seeing his profits go down. And then to add on top of all of that, you've got not only you've got only no nutrients in your food, you've also got these 30, 40, 50 ingredients that your body doesn't know how to digest. So what it creates, instead of like in the Great Depression people just starved, what it creates is suffering, because when you've not got a healthy gut, you become more stressed, you become more depressed, you sleep worse, you start drinking more because you're not getting enough dopamine, or you start other bad habits. So you end up living a life of continuous suffering. And that's why in depression suicide rates go up. Alcohol abuse goes up, physical abuse goes up, arguments go up. So the answer is, there's always an answer, and unfortunately it's the boring one. The boring one is to buy the apples or the eggs, and you'll feel a lot better and you'll sleep a lot better. And you need to also exercise. And number one thing you need to do if you want to be able to execute them things is stop being bothered about what people think. But can you actually do that? You know what I mean? If you're, this person who is like a kind of a happy person, or you pretend to be happy on the surface, and oh yeah, let's go for, let's go to the shop and buy a pizza, or do this and do that, let's have a bit of fun. And then all of a sudden you're like Mr. Boring that just does nothing but work and eat boring, exercise, do all them boring things. Then like your wife or your husband, they're not gonna like it. The people at work aren't gonna like it. So the thing that I'm trying to get to is you've got to choose. Are you going to suffer in terms of physically, where you're mentally exhausted, you're stressed out, you don't sleep properly, or are you going to suffer and be this boring person? Yeah, we can all find that perfect fine balance, but when you're balancing, you're also under stress, and then sooner or later you're gonna tip one way or the other. And most people, they tip towards I'll just have some 50p cookies tonight, and then that's when the downward spiral starts. So if you've got an extra £5, buy some vitamins off Amazon. If you've got an extra £5, put it towards whatever, like something positive. And yeah, you can have some fun sometimes, but it has to be not spontaneous at all. It has to be super calculated, because if you just think, oh well, I'll just have these cookies and I'll not look on the back of the packet, the next day you're going to feel really down, because them cookies create a massive dopamine release because of all the sugar. And then you're going to think, oh well, I feel down, like I shouldn't feel down because I've been eating healthy, and this boring diet's doing my head in. And next thing you know, oh, I'm not doing this diet anymore. But it's not really the diet, it's the cycle previous to that day. So just think about it, and think, fortunately in this day and age nobody has to suffer. But there's a caveat to that, and the caveat is it's very difficult. You have to be extremely calculated in every single decision, of every single thing that you put in your body, of every time you do something. You have to be thinking about, I'm not concerned about what other people think.